Hello everyone, so you're going to watch a video now. It's very disjointed. I made it late at night, it's still late at night, and yeah, lots of incoherent thoughts. But I think as Elvis fans, what we're feeling is very common at the moment. I think everybody's feeling it, whether they've got anger for one party, or trying to understand in the other. So yeah, I'm very in between at the moment. So yeah, let's get into the video. Hi guys and welcome to my channel. So I wanted to pop on to talk about what's the buzz at the moment in the Elvis world, and I feel like if I don't speak about it then people are going to wonder why I'm not speaking about it. So this will be my last word until I review the movie, and I won't talk about it again because I want to keep Elvis positivity high. So it's quite late at night and I'm makeup free, as you can see, but I was just watching the press conference for the new movie Priscilla. So please tell me all your thoughts down below. What are you thinking? Now this will be an emotive issue. You're going to have lots of people who are very passionate about this subject, and believe me, so am I. The reviews have came out and the majority are displaying Elvis in a derogatory light. Now, I haven't seen the movie, so I cannot stand here and judge, and I will not judge until I see the movie. I am looking at reviews from critics, and then in October we'll have the US release, and we'll get to hear more from Elvis fans in the US, and I really rely on you guys to let us know what we're in for. So the reviews are coming out and they're on the derogatory side for Elvis. Yet the movie is getting great reviews as a really sensitive movie for Priscilla, and it has good scores, and yeah, all that good stuff for Priscilla. Now, what confused me is when I watched this press conference, Priscilla looks very angry at the question that was before it, and there was a couple of questions that were kind of hinting in a derogatory fashion for Elvis, and it even mentions physical abuse, emotional abuse, and how it was okay for a 24-year-old to date a 14-year-old. So they go into that, the questions, and Priscilla looks really angry, and she comes out and says, no, let me answer this question to the person, and she's kind of referring to the man, and she's saying he's the love of my life. Elvis was, it wasn't about sex, it was about us spiritually, or not spiritually, it's about us and our connection. So, and she really goes in deep on how much she loved Elvis Presley, that he was the love of her life. But this was disjointed to what people are reviewing from this movie. And I'm very confused because she's back in the movie, but when she's seeing this, she's getting angry with these people not being able to understand what she's trying to put over. But the current consensual viewpoint is the one that's making Elvis in a derogatory way. Now, I have read some reviews that have said they show Elvis in a vulnerable light, a human light, and I'm all for that. I'm all for honesty. I'm all for showing Elvis in a human light. He was not God, and Elvis did not like to be referred to as such. Elvis was a very human being, a very human man. But my goodness, if you're going to give understanding to one side, you have to give understanding to Elvis, and he deserves understanding. Elvis had the weight of the world on his shoulders. Elvis was a cultural phenomenon. He was something that doesn't come along every minute. He's a one of a kind. He was surrounded by yes people. He had an ego because he was Elvis Presley. He had health illnesses. He had serious loss. He was a southern boy who maybe had some different ways of thinking in life that are different to other people. I have different because I'm Scottish. We all have our cultural ways of thinking and being. Elvis had health complaints and health concerns that eventually took his life. He also had addiction problems. He also had frustrations with his career. He also had frustrations with being used and abused. And he was also a provider who could not give up because he had to provide for others. Now, he has got now I haven't seen the movie, but from the reviews, I can't see a wealth of understanding for him, and it's angering me. And then I see this disjointed, full-on support of Elvis from Priscilla in that chat, but this is not being conveyed from the reviews. So I'm just putting this out here now because I am confused, I'm angry, I am upset, I'm worried, I'm concerned. Elvis will live on forever no matter what, and we will love him for the rest of our lifetime, and it will go on and on and on. Nothing will tarnish Elvis. But I don't like that Elvis is being brought up and talked about in derogatory fashions when he's not here to defend himself. We have to remember that. This is a very feminine tale. It's a feminine story. It's her viewpoint. But we do not have Elvis's. Elvis is not here to defend himself. So I implore, and I beg for people to give Elvis the understanding that they may give to Priscilla, to look further, to look in depth. And I think Priscilla would implore you also, because she seems to be standing up for Elvis at every single second. We need to remember that Elvis was a man, and he had lots and lots and lots going on in his life that no one in this world would be able to understand. When you're at the top of a mountaintop, you are alone, and he was alone. And yes, he had ways that were negative. Of course, we all have. And Elvis had things that he should have worked on. Yes, of course he did. But my goodness, if we're going to give this passionate support to Priscilla, then us as Elvis fans, we've got to stand behind him. We have got to defend him. We have got to remind people of Elvis Presley and who he was and who he is. And so if you see anything, let's get on those social medias. Let's defend him. Let's make people remember and see the Elvis that Priscilla is clearly talking about in her speech when she talks at the conference. I'm gonna screen grab that, and every time I see someone write a derogatory comment, I'm going to send that back to them. It's so disjointed that I can imagine they'll be confused also, because they're seeing a review of it and then seeing Priscilla talk, and it's not working well together. I've talked at length with a friend recently, and we've chatted everything, all sorts, because I've been so confused on the whole matter. And it's like maybe Priscilla can't go back to that 1985 book that she wrote when she was trying to make her own spotlight. And so now she can't change those things. She's trying to, but her words that were back then can't be said now, because today's culture is so different to when the culture was then, that is so disjointed. And this apologies guys, but my phone ran out of charge. It's very late at night. So yeah, this is just a chat. This is just a discussion. I was going to go on to say about cancel culture in today's society and how they want to cancel everything. And you can see that they're wanting to cancel Elvis. But we're not going to let them do it, are we? No way. We're just not going to let them do it, because we know the man that they're talking about, and even Priscilla knows it. She's just said it in the press conference. That's not been translated out into the movie, it seems. But hey, I will see the movie. I've had lots of people saying if you're an Elvis fan, you won't go see the movie. But I need to see it for myself. I need to review it for myself. I don't want to trust the judgment of others. So yeah, I will go see it, and I will let you know my thoughts, whether it's good, bad or ugly. But yeah, I'm just concerned because there's a disjointed mess going on, and I don't see how these reviews that are coming out that are slamming Elvis and saying derogatory nasty things, it makes me think that the movie isn't giving understanding to that masculinity of Elvis Presley, and they're going down that feminine route of Priscilla and not allowing for Elvis to be understood as a human being, as a man. So we'll see. we will see. Now, obviously, these are my thoughts and my thoughts alone. And I've been an Elvis fan my whole life. I've read Elvis and Me many times over. And I've watched the series of Elvis and Me. And I don't know if it's a generational thing or something. I was born in the 80s. But when I was younger, I thought it was a beautiful fairy tale. I didn't see what we see now. Things are different now in how we think and how we process things, and what we think about masculinity, what we think about femininity, and what we think about super high elite people who are in the 5% and 10% of richness, and how they deal with themselves and how they expect women to be, and yada yada. Everything's changed. Feminism, women have changed. So yeah, it's a whole different ballgame nowadays. But I know that myself, I never judged. And what I would like for Elvis is to have no judgment. And if we're willing to understand others, let's try and understand a very flawed man who had the world at his feet, but the weight of the world on his shoulders. And who was searching, like continually searching. So, yeah, I give Elvis that understanding because I love him and adore him. And, yeah, I always will. So if you see things in the comments or you see a video that's being nasty, I just implore people to give a little bit of understanding out there, and let's fight for Elvis because he deserves it. He deserves our fight. And like I just said before, Priscilla is clearly fighting for him because she was angry with the man's question. I am just confused. I'm just confused. But yeah, that's the last I'm going to talk about this Priscilla movie until I watch it. I will not have any more on my channel. My channel is for Elvis positivity. And people will think that this is silly putting this up here. But I'm just so mad. I'm just so fuming at the moment. Because some of the reviews have just left me shook to my core. And they make me feel like I need to stand up for Elvis. So I am. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Tell me all your thoughts down below. And yeah, let's defend the man we love. All right, see you soon, guys. Bye, everyone.